And we are live. Welcome to the NBA Strategy Show. It is Wednesday, April 16th. I am Josh Engleman, here to break down the second day of the play-in tournament. 2 games, Miami, 1-point dogs in Chicago. Dallas, 4.5-point dogs in Sacramento. We got yesterday's games in the books. They went as expected, I guess. At least they did to me. I don't know where you guys land, but I think we got what we expected. Big one out of Jimmy Butler. 38 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. Zach Edey, 32 minutes, plus 6 in the game, 14.7 boards. It was the other side of it. I mean, I'm happy that it was. Been on Edey Island since before the draft. Big one out of Steph, too. I mean, 2 highest scorers yesterday, both out of Golden State. Desmond Bane dropped 30 real points. Ja Morant was not good. Trae Young was not good. Some of it was ugly. Shout out to the Orlando bench. They were good, that's for sure. That's where you wanted to be. You wanted Cole Anthony. 26 real points in 20 minutes. Oof. Oof. Anthony Black, 27 minutes, 51 seconds. 32.5 fantasy points. Let's remember what we saw yesterday. Let's see if it informs anything for today. Let's break this slate down. Let's start with Miami. Now, Miami, admittedly, kind of assholes. So, Pelle Larsson is questionable today. Nikola Jovic is questionable. He has been out with a broken hand for, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. Forgot about him. Questionable for today. That is a monkey wrench, folks, because I think he plays if he plays. If you know what I mean? Like, if he's active, I think he's in the rotation. Whose minutes does he take? I already don't have a great feel about projecting Miami. And now I got to try to figure it out with an extra dude? That no part of that sounds fun. So, for right now, I'm assuming he plays. Not a ton of minutes, but I'm assuming he plays. Who is coming at the expense of those minutes? I have no idea. S&P, for real. I figured Black had to be. Because he had, real enough ownership. Anyway, let's talk through Miami. And I think we could talk about the guy that's pulling the most ownership. He's also the guy with the highest ranking in our boom bust tool. That's going to be Andrew Wiggins. Small forward, power forward eligible, 7K, 35% optimal, 40% owned, ranked 7th. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I got him in for 32 minutes right now. I think that he could play significantly more than that. We did see him get in and around, he was playing around 36 when he first came over in the trade. I think that's realistic. So I think there's upside in that number. Obviously, he's going to be able to, quote unquote, do whatever he wants out there. He's a vet playing big minutes. In 39% of my stuff, right with the field, he's just going to look like a really good play all day. Nothing will really change anything here, barring us getting some news that he looks different. Same story on FanDuel. He's even better. Ranks 2nd, 6,600. So cheaper on FanDuel. Better positionality because of the way FanDuel's positions work. 50% optimal, 57% owned. Andrew Wiggins is one of the best play you're going to get today. And I like him quite a bit on DraftKings. My most exposed Miami Heat dude. Speaking of exposure, Chicago is your highest owned team. Sacramento 2, Miami 3, Dallas bringing up the rear. I have the most of Chicago, then Sacramento, then Dallas. I actually have the least of Miami. But yeah, Wiggins is going to be your top guy, at least on the DraftKings side, and I guess on the FanDuel side as well. I guess the next guy we probably want to go to is... I guess we need to talk about Davion Mitchell. He's 5,300. He's been playing massive minutes off the bench. He's out there for largely defensive purposes only. Can we think about the fact that, like, this guy was playing 34 minutes a night off the bench for Miami when he first came over, and he was priced at like 3,400 and no one would click on his name. He was just like completely unowned. I touted it a lot. It never worked because he sucks, but like, you know what I mean? Anyway. Look, the minutes are there. I think that Nikola Jovic is a complicating factor to Davion Mitchell. Obviously they shouldn't have anything to do with each other. But they do, because like, what if Jovic comes back and he just goes straight into the exact same role that he had earlier this season? Like, we're talking about a guy that was playing like 26 minutes when they were a real team. Like, on the season, Nikola Jovic is averaging 25 minutes. How healthy is he? If he comes back to play 25 minutes, where do they come from? So that is a little part of something that scares me for Mitchell. Now, if Jovic is out, then I think they're just going to be treating this one like they've been treating it before. But he ranks 10th, 35% optimal, 35% owned. Same story on FanDuel, 40% owned. He's 10th on both. He's a guy I don't want to get to in any way, and I fully expect to have him in like a third of my lineups. That's Davion Mitchell, and it's always Davion Mitchell. I'm sure Spags will lock button him. I guess now we probably should talk about the two-headed monster of Hero and Bam. Hero, 9,200, point guard only, 20% owned, 25% optimal. Bam, 9,800, power forward, center eligible, 20% optimal, 20% owned. These guys look way better on FanDuel. Hero's cheaper and has an MPE, ranks in the top 10. Bam, $1,100 cheaper. You know, he's 20% owned on on DraftKings. He's 40% owned on FanDuel. Personally, like, just based on our projections, they're kind of just right around where they should be. What do we do with that information? I don't know, because I feel like one of these two dudes should look pretty good here. So let's think about the way these guys play, and let's see if we can glean anything. I think our deep dive into some of the stats yesterday was pretty helpful. I would say that a lot of the things we looked at ended up being true. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I felt pretty good about it. All right, let's get some filters set up here on NBA.com. Wow. Andrew Wiggins has been a very frequent pick and roll ball handler since he came over. I would not have expected that. I would have assumed it was still Hero, but it's not. That's intriguing. I have to assume that Chicago just absolutely blows against the pick and roll. They really don't. Middle of the pack. Wild. Okay. I thought that was going to be a lot more interesting for Tyler Hero. Wait, why is he not showing up? Bizarre. I mean, in isolation settings, Tyler Hero should absolutely nuke Chicago. They have nobody left to guard him, right? They just have no shot. Yo, Tyler Hero just doesn't show up on NBA.com. Like, he's not here. If I search for Tyler Hero right now, he's just not there. Is he still a real person? Did Tyler Hero evaporate? What the hell happened? Tyler Hero's just not on NBA.com's advanced stats query. That's not fun. Valanciunas is a sneaky value tonight? I don't think that's true at all. That dude's barely going to play. I thought I would like Miami a lot more. But right now, I'm too dubious of their playing time. Like, I'm right at the field on Ware, right at the field on Bam. No crazy stand on Alec Burks. No crazy stand on Tyler Hero. It's the value. It's Duncan Robinson off the bench. Another guy who's like completely at the mercy of whether or not Nikola Jovic plays. Highsmith is a guy that I never want to have. But now, when you're in the playoffs, if you can get by with Haywood Highsmith, you want him out there. This double big situation is not advantageous for Haywood Highsmith, but like, he's out there to try to like lock down Josh Giddey. Like, I could see Highsmith being out there for a lot of Josh Giddey's minutes. I mean, you can make it really difficult for Chicago to score. Obviously, they're going to be trying to get out in transition as much as they possibly can. That is going to be their MO. If I'm ranking these guys, though, one, they look a lot better on FanDuel. Especially their main guys, your Wiggins, your Bams, your Tyler Heroes. But for me on the DraftKings side, I am not super interested in Miami yet. We need to find out if Jovic is in or out. Because if he's available, I think Miami's not an ideal team to get to. I'm not so sure you want a ton of Miami if Jovic is available. They will certainly become highly variant, but I'm nervous about it. Steven, I would assume Mitchell would be taking a lot of Kobe White. Let's see. Miami. I mean, Miami was 21st in transition defense. That's not very good. Let's talk about Chicago then. Actually, let's see. Do we have any bets available for anybody from Miami? These bets are available at oddshopper.com in the portfolio EV tool, and we do not have anybody from Miami. We do have a couple Chicago options. I see Josh Giddey here. I see Kobe White here. So let's talk about Chicago. Doubles. Not much to write home about here. Lonzo's doubtful. Not expecting to see him. Giddey's probable. Dalen Terry's probable. No Trey Jones. So the number one play of the day in our boom bust tool right now is here. And that's going to be Kevin Huerter. Shooting guard, small forward eligible, 4,600, 65% optimal, 68% owned. He's in 93% of my stuff. You just don't get guys playing this many minutes with this positional eligibility all that frequently. It's very much Kevin Huerter season today. He's the easiest guy to get to in the world. Same situation on FanDuel, number one on both sites. Guard forward MPE, 5K price tag on FanDuel. He just fits into everything. Completely fits into everything. So, unfortunately, you're just going to have to get to all the Kevin Huerter. I don't really see the path to avoiding it. I expect him to be first, second, or third on my contenders list all day today. Not the only guy that looks great for Chicago. However, we're going to have to talk about whether or not I'm getting these guys. Josh Giddey's 9,500. Point guard only on DraftKings. We got him projected for 45% ownership, 38% optimal. Clearly, he looks good. Not trying to say that he doesn't, but we have other pay-ups today. Anthony Davis is on this slate. Domantas Sabonis is on this slate. Both of these guys are over 10K. We did not have 10K guys yesterday. Bam's at 9,800. You've got Hero at 92. You've got DeRozan at 9K. So there's a lot of guys around him. He is my biggest fade of anybody getting any major ownership. I'm not a Giddey guy in real life, so I'm very happy to see my exposures. I do think as the playoffs come about, he is more likely to be exposed. We're going to find out how real the shot is. They're not going to care if he shoots. They're not going to guard him on the perimeter. You assume the ball's just going to be in his hands a lot. But yeah, like if you were asking me to pick my exposures, yeah, I would want to be under on Giddey. Do I think he's a bad play today? No. 38% optimal, 41% chance of 58 fantasy points. You don't need 58. You can get by with low 50s here, and that's going to be absolutely fine for someone at this price tag. But I'm light, and I don't mind it. But he does look good. The guy that I actually have the second most for Chicago is Matas Buzelis. Got him in for 29 minutes, power forward only, 5,500. It's just been coming on lately down the stretch. I think the minutes are real. I think the optimal rate looks good, 29%. Ranks 12th. I think he's pretty easy to get to. I think Vooch has a massive ceiling. I would not be surprised at all to see him play more than the 33 minutes I have in here. He's in the top 10, 32% optimal, 35% owned. He's in 30% of my lineups. I think the bench for Chicago is pretty scary, but they're going to get love. You can see Patrick Williams, Zach Collins, and Talen Horton-Tucker all getting a little bit of ownership. I mean, I got Talen Horton-Tucker in for 11 minutes. I got Zach Collins in for 14. These guys are both 10% owned on this slate. That's what happens when you're not a terrible per minute guy. Why don't I like Giddey in real life? Because I think he's incredibly overrated. And I don't know. I don't think people evaluate him properly because they only look at box score stats. One guy we haven't talked about yet here is Coby White, 8,200, shooting guard, small forward, eligible. We got him 23% optimal, 22% owned, ranked 16th. I only got 13%. I don't have a huge problem getting to Coby White here, and I certainly think the minutes are going to be massive, but 8,200 is a pretty big price tag for a guy that is flirting with a fantasy point per minute. Because for Chicago to really be cooking, the more the ball is in Coby White's hands, the worse I think their offense is going to be, because there's nowhere to hide Giddey. Now, he can just make every shot he takes. Opportunity affords Coby White quite a bit here. If the ball's going in, he's a bucket getter. But I like Miami in this game. I'm not mad about having a little bit less of Chicago, save for Kevin Huerter, who's just unavoidable. You know, these guys do look a little bit different on FanDuel in comparison. Giddey's cheaper. Kobe White's cheaper. Kevin Huerter's just in a good spot. Vooch is cheaper. Zach Collins has power forward eligibility, but not all that interesting. But I like Miami in this game. I'm not a big believer in this Bulls team. So I'm cool with being light. You guys want to join? You guys probably like Giddey, don't you? You could tell me, it's fine. I won't be too mean about it. I mean, I might be, but what do you guys like here for the Bulls? Let's talk through some of the Chicago bets while I wait for chat to tell me what they want to do in DFS. Number one. Oh, nope. I just didn't scroll down. Okay. Number 4 play on OddsShopper right now. Josh Giddey under 9.5 assists, 8 OddsShopper rating, 5% portfolio EV score. We had another Chicago bet down here earlier. Yeah. Patrick Williams over 6.5 points. Let's take the actions column off so you guys can see a little bit easier. The Patrick Williams over is actually at FanDuel. If you guys want to just have something to cheer for. I mean, it's Patrick Williams, but, you know. That's a lot of FanDuel availability. Does FanDuel have any same game parlays? I could show you guys what that looks like. I think you guys will like that. Any promos for today? 50% profit boost token. What do we got there? Yeah, I mean, there's a 50% profit boost on OddsShopper or on FanDuel right now. I mean, it's very easy to put that kind of thing together. If I just browse over to FanDuel, I'm going to pick today. I'm going to pick NBA. If you wanted to do like Heat Bulls, there's 3 bets available. Mavs Kings. Yeah, Mavs Kings. You want to use that 50% profit boost? Make yourself a same game parlay or something? Klay Thompson, under 3s. AD, under assists. Shit, I guess AD under PRA. I mean, that's going to link up quite a bit. It's a 10% EV. Click that bet now button. Take your profit boost. God, OddsShopper's the shit, man. 7-day free trial. Link in the description. You can get it if you've never signed up before. Pick'em sites, sports books. It's the thing you want, man. Is Mitchell guarding White or Giddey? I would imagine he would be on White more than Giddey. But, I mean, Miami is highly switchable, so guarding is relative. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to Dallas, because this is another tough one. The Dallas Mavericks, 4.5-point dogs in Sacramento, 216 total. Brandon Williams is questionable. I don't think that's going to matter. I do think the Dallas rotation is a little weird and tough to pin down. I also think that my favorite pay-up option exists in this game. Anthony Davis, power forward only, 10,300. By the way, what an absolute joke that he's power forward only. I get it. They have 57 centers. Anthony Davis is power forward center eligible. I promise you. If he's not, then please let me know which one of Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively you like, because you're going to have to give those guys all 48 minutes. So 10-3 for AD. You know, you're expecting him to play 36 minutes, something in that neighborhood, 1.5 fantasy points per minute. You're certainly not worried about a Sacramento front court. What's the worry here? I don't have one. 44% optimal for AD, 39% owned. As of right now, he's in 87% of my lineups. He is absolutely, positively my preferred pay up option today. I think he's the best player in this game, and I think he's the guy that has to get it done for Dallas if they want to try to win. When he's healthy, he's great. If he's available, he's great. And today, he's great. So I want a bunch of AD. For sure. Clearly. I think Clay is really interesting today. Shooting guard, small forward eligible, 5,100. I have no idea how many minutes he could actually play, but, you would think this is the type of spot where, like, he gets a shot. I love the price. I love the position flexibility. So, unfortunately, I think Klay Thompson's my second favorite Mav. Now, from an ownership perspective, the third highest owned guy is Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't know what the hell to do with this dude at all. That guy's tricky. That guy's very tricky to me. And I'll talk through why right now. So, I saw somebody in chat. Where is it? Lee Price said those minutes feel really light for Dinwiddie. And to a degree, I would agree with you. I got him in for 29 right now. And I bet that stands out. Spencer Dinwiddie's points prop right now on FanDuel is 9.5. Little bit of juice to the over. We have him projected for 9.7 points. Spencer Dinwiddie's assist prop is 5.5. We got it at 5.3. Could I give him one more minute and make that 30? Absolutely. Absolutely. But at least based on the markets right now, it's not a lot. Maybe a minute, maybe two. And I think he's absolutely right to be owned in that 20% range. But the betting markets right now just don't support too much more. My first thought, it was 36 minutes. And when I did that, I was 5 points high on his points prop. So I knew I was very mistaken, at least felt like I was very mistaken. I think you're going to get a little bit more of Najee Marshall in those scenarios, Lee. So I think you're right there. Who I think looks good. 5,900, small forward, power forward eligible. $7,300 PJ Washington, I do not like at all. He's got great positional eligibility, but he has seen a massive reduction in rates since we've seen this team change. S&P, not sure. Certainly possible. I want to look through this. So this is PJ Washington right now. And I think this is really telling. And I think it's something that's going to get missed. So now that they have AD, now that Derek Lively's back, now that Daniel Gafford's back, you're going to get a lot more minutes of PJ Washington either at the 3 or just simply definitely not around the rim. And look at what has happened to his rebounding rates. This is PJ Washington's offensive rebounding rate. Trade deadline's going to be in and around here where it was, up and around 7-8%. Look at that cratering. Offensive rebounding rate over this past month. Rolling average right now, 3%. He's not involved in the offensive rebounding game. Even defensive rebounding ticked up a little bit right here at the end, but even this is down slightly. PJ Washington, from a stats perspective, from a building out his per minutes perspective, he's not involved in the same way that he was before now that Gafford and Lively are both back. So, yes, could he fall into 40 minutes today? Maybe. But he is not involved in this team in the same way. Usage also going to come down. Not going to be getting the same sort of looks. So we need to think about that. But very different guy now. So I'm very happy to be under the field on him. He's a guy that I would like to avoid today. That's going to take a very specific game for him. He's like, that's a spot where he has to just have like a disproportionate shooting day. Like anybody can just make a bunch of shots. That doesn't make them like a great play, but like that's what you need out of PJ Washington. I don't think there's a lot of upside in him in any other way. Whereas like, you know, someone like Max Christie, he could just play 30 minutes and you don't expect it. PJ Washington doesn't really have that here. I think Jaden Hardy is a wild play off the bench. We have no idea how much they want to play him, but you know, if they need to get creation out there, they don't have a ton of options. Do I think PJ shuts down DDR or Levine? I don't think he shuts down anybody. I'll take Levine or DDR offensively over PJ Washington defensively in that scenario. Honestly, for me, this is really AD and Clay. You guys can see it on the screen right now. Let me flip to FanDuel so you guys can see that ownership. They're a little bit more balanced there, a little flatter. AD still in the top 10. But then you get a couple guys in that 11 to 20 range. Yeah, S&P, that's another thing. Like, what are they doing with Caleb Martin? What are they doing with Dante Exum? I don't know. Like, I think Max Christie could be projected for 30 minutes, but I don't know where to take them from. Like, if they're so insistent on playing all of these bigs, you run out of minutes really quickly. All of a sudden, you start projecting all these big guys, and it's just like, well, shit. What guards play? It's incredibly frustrating. Deuce Trey says no AD for me on FanDuel. Power forward center eligibility? Why not, man? Why not? Kevin M, where's the Utah Jazz when you need them? No. No. Good riddance. I don't know where the Jazz guys go on vacation in the offseason. Somewhere lame, I'm sure, but adios. What's like the opposite of Thailand? Where do you go to have no fun? What do you guys like for Dallas today? I feel like this is a really tough spot. Like Daniel Gafford, 6,300. What kind of stupid price tag is that? Derek Lively's 4,900. These guys have been playing like 20 minutes a night. It's not like they have it like they just came back today. Like there's no scenario where you're going to Daniel Gafford. It doesn't exist. At least he's 5,700 on FanDuel. Yeah, Lee, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't think it's supported yet. Has he been good? That's one thing I don't actually know. Like, has Dinwiddie been better down the stretch? Oh, you can't look at that anymore? That sucks. No, I mean, he hasn't been, I mean, he had those 2 breakout games, but otherwise, it's not like he's been any good. I don't know. I don't trust him. He sucks. He sucks. He's average at best. Yeah, S&P, I don't know what to do with Caleb Martin. I don't know what to do with Caleb Martin, Max Christie, and Jaden Hardy. Like, to me, the rest of the guys, I feel pretty confident in projecting their playing time. You could tell me that Max Christie plays 30 minutes, Martin barely plays, Hardy barely plays, I'd believe it. You could tell me every minute I have on the screen for Jaden Hardy goes to Caleb Martin, and I would believe it. They just, like, if you're playing Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively as, you know, a ton of center minutes, and you're playing AD a ton of minutes at the 4, and you're playing PJ Washington all the other 4 minutes and at the 3, and you're playing Najee Marshall like a point guard, like, Caleb Martin becomes incredibly redundant. What the hell do you, like, who's he guarding at that point? So to me, Caleb Martin dies, and you get Jaden Hardy out there for shot creation. I don't know what the hell you do with Max Christie. That one's a wild card to me. Because, like, he's terrible. But, like, I would not be playing Max Christie at all. Then I don't know where the hell. Like, I'd be playing essentially no Max Christie, and I'd be playing a lot more of Jaden Hardy and Dante Exum. And I think they might do the exact opposite. They have so much size. Like, the last thing you need to worry about is perimeter defense. Like, who gives a shit if these guys get blown by on the perimeter? They're running into a wall of PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. I mean, Najee Marshall's big for his position now. But the Dallas bench could be wild. This could be an Orlando situation. Exum could play 20 minutes today, and he could be a DMP, and I don't have a great feel on either direction. Let's see if we have any Dallas bets hanging out there. Out there on the old odd shopper. We got one. Clay under 2.5 threes on FanDuel. 3% portfolio EV score. Only Mavs bet, though. Like, FanDuel side, nobody looks like amazing here. You know, you've got that AD power forward eligibility with the center eligibility, which I think helps. Najee is nowhere near 6'9". Yeah, he's like 6'6", isn't he? 6'6" at ESPN. Nailed it. Good work, Josh. Waylon Jennings, I wouldn't feel good about that Clay prop. That's the good thing about Odd Shopper, man. You're not supposed to feel good about them. They're just supposed to work. That's the fun part. All right, guys, let me hit on the schedule for the rest of the day because we are jam-packed with content. You do not want to miss it. Coming up immediately after this, 2 separate shows. Aton and Ben are going to be live on the Odd Shopper channel doing the portfolio EV tool, looking for whatever bets they could find, building out some parlays, etc. Laffy will be live for the MLB strategy show on this channel. So the moment I finish up, well, actually, probably right before, like while I'm finishing up, Laffy will be going live. You guys can go say hi to him. He'll be breaking down today's MLB slate. Laffy and Ben will then be live at 1 o'clock for a portfolio EV show, looking for some more bets. Eric and Spags will be live at 5:30 for MLB Live Before Lock. I don't know if this is real or not, but I'm going to assume that it is. I think I'm live solo for Live Before Lock NBA style, which if that's the case, we are going to have a blast breaking this one down. Playback, 7:30 tonight. I'm not flying solo there. We will be watching Miami and Chicago. Ben will be joining me for all sorts of shenanigans. He and I are going to have some fun. We always do some really weird nonsense. We'll probably do some like NBA quizzes. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Maybe we'll give away some portfolio EV subs. Ben and I can have some fun. And then we don't end there. 10 p.m. tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time, Lindy's live, Eric Lindquist going live, working on some sports betting stuff. We got content all day, everybody. Make sure you're hitting that like button, too. Deuce Trey, he is absolutely not 6'10". Oh, all righty. Let's get through Sacramento and we'll build a lineup or two. Sacramento Kings, 4.5-point favorites here. I mean, I think this team next level sucks. I can't stand the Kings. I hate their front office. I hate the way that they build their roster. Basically, everything they do all the time to me is gross, but they are incredibly playable here today. I like a lot of it, including Keon Ellis, 5K, point guard, shooting guard eligible. No Malik Monk for this one. No Jake LaRavia still. So we're getting Keon Ellis playing well north of 30 minutes. He's 40% optimal, 40% owned. He's in 56% of my stuff. The price tag's great. The fact that he has the MPE is fantastic. And there's no one to take his playing time. Who the hell are they going to take him out for? Markelle Fultz? I mean, what are we doing here? He's just so easy to get to. It's not even funny. They have no alternatives. I've been waiting for them to play Keon Ellis all year. This is not how I expected them to get to it, but one of the easiest clicks of the day. Same story on FanDuel, too. 5,300 point guard, shooting guard eligible, 58% owned. Yeah, M-Wald, I like off the top of my head, I like the Warriors in that series. So jam up Keon Ellis. Jam up Trey Lyles. 3,900 power forward center eligible. Like, I got him in for 25 minutes right now. Trey Lyles has been playing well more than that. 40, 38, 38 in the 3 games without Keegan Murray, but still got 30 the following game when Murray got back. I got Murray in for 34 today. We got Trey Lyles in for 25.5. I think he's live to play even more because he can get them anywhere. Chris Moss, why would Joe Val be playing 15 to 18 minutes? He's more likely to play 0. I mean, not like Sabonis is great shakes in the playoffs, but for DFS purposes, 10,500 on DraftKings, 10K power forward center on FanDuel. I mean, Sabonis looks good. It's a horrific matchup for him. A never-ending supply of big dudes. You're going to have 2 bigs out there pretty much the entire time. He's going to be dealing with AD plus Gafford, AD plus Lively. It's a terrible front court matchup. However, still got to get there. He's just too good and the minutes are too high. I got him in for 39 minutes right now. 1.3 fantasy points per minute, 25% optimal, 25% owned. Like, I'm happy to pay up for him. Got him projected for 50 fantasy points today. I think his rebound prop is 13.5. He's got the second highest projection on the day behind AD. I can't just avoid him. Keegan Murray looks great. You know, he missed that stretch of time, finally came back, played 32 minutes. No reason to suspect he's not playing, well north of 30. 5,400 power forward only. Is he a good per minute guy? No. 40% optimal, though. 40% owned. Ranked 6th coming out of the boom bust tool. He's in 40% of my stuff. Like the matchup for him, too. Interested to see who they put on him. That'll be interesting. The 2 guys that are oddly enough the most, or least interesting people for Sacramento are Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And I got them in for 40 apiece. Now, they could very, very easily play 44, 46. I mean, we saw LaVine and play 44 when Murray was out. But I mean, 8,700 for Levine, fantasy point per minute, 12% owned. Maybe a little under owned, honestly. DeRozan, 9K, only small forward eligible. Now, FanDuel, completely different. Look at the stupid price difference on these guys. Zach LaVine on DraftKings, 8,700, 12% owned. Zach LaVine on FanDuel, 7,400, $1,300 cheaper. He's 42% owned on FanDuel. DeMar DeRozan, 9K on DraftKings, 15% owned. DeMar DeRozan on FanDuel, 8,100, $900 cheaper, 40% owned. Completely different plays on FanDuel. Sabonis gets power forward on FanDuel. Keegan Murray has an MPE. Oddly enough, Trey Lyles doesn't. But Sacramento on FanDuel is crazy. Way better options. Gets you to Levine and DeRozan. DraftKings, I don't like them that much. He's in that 9K range. You know, honestly, I prefer Josh Giddey. I like the ownership on DeRozan. I would have thought that he'd be a pivot there. I just like AD that much more than everybody else here. What do you guys like for Sacramento? Emwald. Sabonis plays power forward precisely 0 minutes a year. So, yeah, the scenario where Domantas Sabonis is a power forward is not real. There aren't many guys that play power forward less than Domantas Sabonis. Let's see. What does Cleaning the Glass have it at? 99% center, 100% center, 100% center, 100%. No, 97. It's been since he was in Indy playing alongside of Miles Turner. All right. Gary Bailey says Sabonis. Scotty W says Bone. Ellis, Levine, and Sabonis for Deuce Trey. Lyles, Ellis, and Levine for Coach Chris. Well, maybe Levine. I don't want to put words into his mouth. Man, I wish that coffee was still hot. That tastes like shit. You guys ready to build some lineups? I know I am. Keep in mind, if you guys want a month of the NBA tools, you can get them for free. I'm on the page right now. Sign up, and the link's in the description here. Any one of these links, you want to, if you've never signed up at a sportsbook or a pick'em site, anything that's listed here, let's say you sign up at BetMGM. You can get a month of the NBA Sims, projections, ownership, Discord, everything, and up to $1,500 back in bonus bets at BetMGM. You'll pay us nothing, but you'll get a month of the Sims. All right, here we go. Let's start on the DraftKings side. Big contest, 35% to first. Let's see how we do. Maybe I could redeem myself for that FanDuel performance yesterday. All right, this isn't going to be easy. Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Davis. Shit, that's going to get dicey for salary after this. Yeah, we're going to be playing some dog shit players in this one. Yikes, there is no value. Ooh, baby. All right, Trey Lyles. Clay. Oh my gosh. Duncan Robinson. Good googly moogly, this is gross. Keon Ellis. I need a guard and a utility option. Oh boy. I don't like a single thing I'm clicking on. Holy hell. Guess Kevin Herter, 6,900 at utility. This is a gross slate, guys. This is absolutely disgusting. All right, so the best guy that I could put in here right now is Keegan Murray. However, that would save a lot of salary. Najee Marshall will be the guy. And now I have $1,000 to make this lineup better somewhere. And let me be quite clear. I don't have a damn clue where I make this lineup better. Probably Duncan Robinson. Nope, I'm incorrect. Kevin Huerter? I can pay up to be contrarian and go to Davion Mitchell. Let's try it. No confidence here. I'm not confident a 60% lineup is in this. We might have to run the full contest generator just to see if I'm on a journey out. Oh, I'm so close. So close. 53. Well, now I got to try to fix it. I think the move is getting rid of Anthony Davis. So let's get rid of AD. Let's move Trey Lyles to power forward. Let's move Najee Marshall to forward. So the highest projection in this spot is still AD, but I think I can make that a little bit better. Can I better use that salary? I can better use it for an ownership reason. If I switch to Bam? Now Bam might be too far down. But the ownership discount is just so appealing. Now it's got to be Hero. If I switch to Tyler Hero, that gives me 1,400 more. I wonder where I could upgrade. Can I upgrade Trey Lyles then at power forward? I'm going to move Najee Marshall to power forward. Now I have 5,300 for a forward, which can be, I could eat the ownership again, but I don't need to. So I guess I do keep Lyles. We got to figure out what to do with this 1,400 bones. Can I upgrade Keon Ellis? I cannot. I sort of can. Now, Dinwiddie's just such a shit value. We'll keep Ellis. Now, can I upgrade Duncan Robinson? I can. Let's see how this looks. Come on. Come on. 60%, baby. Show me the goods. Do it. Ooh, negative 1.2. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. We got to find the value. Bam has to be in there. I don't know why I said that. AD has to be in there. That's got to be the pay up. He's the second best value of the day. Got to be there. Which makes me think that Sabonis has to be there too. But Tyler Hero's close enough that I think that gives us a different path at guard. Man, there is just so little value on this slate. It's insane. I'm going to have to grab something in this range, which leads me to believe that it's Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis. And Davion Mitchell. What if I just optimal from there? Let's see how we look here. We might have to take the first one. That might be our dub. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Tyler Hero, Keon Ellis, Kevin Huerter, Anthony Davis, Kel'el Ware, Davion Mitchell, Keegan Murray, Trey Lyles. 77% ROI. Let's go. We got it. We got where we needed to be. Let's go to FanDuel now. Now, FanDuel is usually easier, but yesterday I failed miserably. Absolutely, positively, immediately, Anthony Davis goes in. It's another spot where I think that this should be a Sabonis combination. Or Vooch. I guess it's Vooch. Vooch in at center. DeRozan in at small forward. We're starting to spend more salary than I can really afford here. Where the hell do we find value on this slate? This is insane. I guess Keegan Murray's got to go in. I got to find somebody that I could pay down for. Trey Lyles, come on down. There's your Sacramento, guys. I'm going to try to get 1 point guard, 1 shooting guard, and I'm going to let optimal. Actually, I'm going to get one of these guys. It's got to be somebody that I don't have to pay a ton for, but that they don't exist. I don't think this lineup build is going to work. I think I'm already going to have to start over. Davion Mitchell, Herter, and Dinwiddie. That's too much Sacramento. Let me pull all those guards. And I'm pulling Keegan Murray, which I think he's going to end up back in the lineup, but just in case he doesn't, give me Dinwiddie here. Yeah, he does. Come on, 50%. Yo, FanDuel's tough. Tough. Yeah. We weren't even in the ballpark. All right. The optimal lineup is 288 points. So we know where we need to get to. We can do better than we just did. We got to just eat more ownership than I thought we did. Bam goes in for sure. DeRozan goes in for sure. Vooch goes in for sure. I think Buzelis goes in. I think Wiggins goes in. I think Herter goes in. Let's see it. Alec Burks is the swing piece here. His ownership might save us. 23. Ugh. If I pull Buzelis, I'm not sure I have another option. We're going to do one more. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to allow chat to pick this lineup. We have 3 pay-up options on this slate. Anthony Davis, Domantas Sabonis, and Josh Giddey. They're the only guys north of 9K. I would like you guys to pick one of those 3. AD, Sabonis, Giddey. Drop it into chat quickly. That's going to be the pay-up option we use. We're going to pick like 4 or 5. We're going to pick one guy at each position. We'll let the lineup auto-complete itself, and then we'll run it. AD first vote. Giddey next vote. AD. Sabonis. So 2 Sabonis. There's 3 ADs. Oh, God, this is so balanced. Giddey, AD, Sabone, Giddey. All right, we're going Giddey. Not the one I wanted it to be. We'll get Giddey in at point guard. All right, at shooting guard, your choices are Kevin Herter, Zach LaVine, Tyler Hero, Kobe White, Keon Ellis. We need somebody at the top here. Poker MJ23. Giddey is the most owned by a mile. God, you guys are voting so balanced. Levine making a run. All right, we're going Ellis. Small forward. That can be Herter again. Wiggins, DeRozan, Levine. Herter, Wiggins, DeRozan, Levine. Small forward. Yeah, there were so many votes for Herter before we're going Herter here. Power forward. Wiggins, Bam, AD. No, don't count AD. Wiggins, Bam, DeRozan. Those are your choices. Wiggins, Bam, DeRozan. A lot of Wiggins. Center. Bam Adebayo, Nikola Vucevic, or one of the non-10K guys. Can't be AD, can't be Sabonis. Any other center is fine. It's a lot of Vooch. We're going Vooch. All right. Optimal lineup completion. Davion Mitchell, Keon Ellis. Here's the lineup. Giddey, Mitchell, Levine, Ellis, DeRozan, Herter, Wiggins, Lyles, Vooch. All these guys are either just on Sacramento or were on Sacramento. Davion Mitchell, Levine. All right, 32.5%. We'll take it. This is like a Chicago Bulls, Sacramento Kings trade dream scenario. Guys, thank you for being here. Another one in the books. Contenders coming out shortly. No basketball tomorrow. We don't have games. We're back again on Friday. Please enjoy yourselves, everybody. Come see me on Live Before Lock later tonight. And I've been waiting to say this. This is going to be fun for me. I want you guys to know it. I want to make sure that when I say this, I'm right, too. So I might have to filibuster for a second. Am I right? I am. Hey, everybody. Go tell Laffy